How important is culture to you as opposed to like a talent set or a skill set?
So we've passed on, we passed on people who, how can I say this, are brilliant assholes or something.
Well said.
Yes, and I think that I don't look back at that.
Yeah.
The fact is, these folks need to work together every day.
Yeah.
And they need to love what they're doing. And there are a number of brilliant non-assholes out there, and you kind of just have to wait and see.
I think it's well said, obviously, but it's, like one person can really kill that culture and actually drive away all the ones that actually you enjoy working with, right? And so, like I do believe in the hire slow, fire fast type of perspective. But so what you're doing is you're actually, you're like, man, that person actually has a great history or talent set, but we're not hiring them because I can see where this is going to go and it's just going to take the team down.
Right.
Like that is...
It's hard, and it's hard to predict, to be honest, right? So, we have a conversation, even if you come in for a couple of days, we don't know exactly what you're truly like, but, you're going to try your best. And you have to admit that you're going to make mistakes with hiring, right?
You're totally right. And this is where I think it's really difficult because, how do you know what that person's going to be like in a year after like even 1 or 2 days of interviews? Right. But I do believe, and I think this is the nuance of, I think a leader in the company is, really quickly, I think you generally get a gist of who that person is, like generally, right? And what they're generally going to be like 80, 90% of the time. Of course, when they're put under stress, they might break. But I think your gut feeling initially in those interviews tells you, okay, yes or no. Obviously, what's going to happen in 1 or 2 years, like you never know, right? But I think that's the risk you have to take on employees when you do hire them.
And I totally agree with you. And in a sense, hiring, continuing this endless analogy, right? Like, when you first start, go into the dating scene, it's like anybody who will go out with me, I'll go out with them. And the danger with like starting a company when you have like 1, 2, 3 people is that you're so desperate to hire, and perhaps you don't even have funding, and you're trying to convince people to come, that you're gonna make that mistake. Take anything, right?
Yeah.
Go out with anybody who wants to go out with you, and then finding them is much harder. So when you said, a hire slow, fire fast type thing, but it is still an emotionally very hard process. So there are trade-offs. The idea might go away, might become obsolete, but it's good to start thinking about culture from the very beginning.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Well, yeah, we're about done. Short period of time, but hey, thanks for
Great meeting
stopping
you.
by. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.